And finally, new rule, if America can't get off its back and get something done, it must lose the bald eagle as our symbol and replace it with the YouTube video of the puppy that can't get up. It's delightful. As long as we're pathetic, we might as well act like it's cute. And I'm sorry, but you know what? We are pathetic, inert, and lethargic, unable to end bad things like wars, farm subsidies, our oil addiction, 60,000 troops are still in Germany, the drug war, useless weapons programs, and unable to initiate anything good. And even when we do address a problem, the plan is always half-assed. It can never start until years later, like the climate change bill in Congress now. It mandates a whopping 17% cut in the greenhouse gases that are killing us by 2020. Who's in charge of this program, FEMA? No, really, fellas, don't rush. Only the whole western half of the United States has been on fire for a month. I know, let's get to Mexicans using the hospital first. We might pass new mileage standards, but even if we do, they wouldn't start until 2016. In that year, our cars of the future will glide along while achieving a breathtaking 35 miles per gallon. My goodness, is that even humanly possible? You socialist dreamer, you. What do we want? A small improvement. When do we want it? 2016. Come on. You know, when it's something for us personally, like a laxative, it has to start working now. My TV remote has a button on it now called On Demand. You get your ass on my TV screen right now, SpongeBob, and make me laugh. Now. But with the big important things, we're that puppy. The president has said about health care, if we were starting from scratch, then a single-payer system would probably make sense. So let's start from scratch. Instead, we have a crappy, lobbyist-written blowjob to corporate America bill, and even if that passes, it doesn't kick in until 2013. During which time, close to 200,000 people will die because they're not covered. 3 million will go bankrupt from hospital bills. You know, I have a pretty good idea of the Republican plan for the next 3 years. Don't let Obama do anything. What kills me is, apparently that's the Democrats' plan, too. You know, we weren't always like this. In 1965, Johnson signed Medicare into law. 11 months later, seniors were receiving benefits. In World War II, FDR converted car companies to making tanks and planes virtually overnight. In one 8-year period, America went from JFK's ridiculous dream of landing a man on the moon to landing a man on the moon. This generation has had 8 years just to build something at ground zero. An office building, a museum, a Pinkberry, I don't care anymore. America, home of the Freedom Pit, which ironically is spitting distance from Wall Street, where they knock down buildings a different way through foreclosure. And that's the ultimate sign of our lethargy. Millions thrown out of their homes, tossed out of work, lost their life savings, and they just take it. 30% interest on credit cards? Are you kidding me? It's a good thing for the banks the Supreme Court legalized sodomy. You know, I still like the president. I can't help but like the president. He's my favorite TV character. And I root for him like I root for John Cryer to get laid. But what happened to change? And when did the fierce urgency of now become, your call is important to us, please continue to hold? Thank you very much, everybody. I want to thank my guests, Elliot Spitzer, Paul Krugman, Michael Moore, John Waters, You can watch us now on Overtime by going to HBO.com. Thank you very much.